What's up, man? How y'all doing? We back on this thing. This is part two, Catchdogconcepts, Boerboel History. We're gonna get straight into it. No intro, no nothing. Y'all know who it is. So here we have. It says farmers in the remote interior of South Africa had urgent need of an impressive and versatile dog, which is why I like the Boerboel. It's a lot they can do. It's a lot they have done in history and in their time as being a breed. Um, and some of it doesn't have to be, trained. It's just bred into them. Of course, it can be honed on and perfected with training, but some of these practices and some of the men I've talked to have stated these dogs can do a lot of things naturally. So here it says the families wanted an imposing, multifunctional, strong, tough, self confident, and loyal dog with a stable temperament. This was no place for an aggressive or disloyal Boerboel, because families in the various Boer republics led isolated lives. They had to be able to count on their protectors. In the beginning, there was quite a lot of inbreeding, which established characteristics within a short period of time. However, at the end of the 19th and beginning of the 20th centuries, these characteristics slowly disappeared. The result of foolish crossings and breeding with anything that had four legs was that the Jan van Riebeek dog, or the typical Boerboel, became nearly extinct. Urbanization increased the process also. Okay, so really the downfall of a lot of breeds today, but that was a problem back then from the information we're reading right now that crossing and mixed breeding caused issues within the lines and the purity of the Boerboel. Wow. Okay, so it says from a synological point of view, the Boerboel is a new breed. It's newer, I would say. A lot of people don't. I mean, it's really made it a big name for itself lately in the past few years. But I still know some people that don't even know that they're a breed. Of course, not real dogmen that I talk to, but just your everyday person. So here it talks about the first official Boerboels. It says it took some time to find original Boers in the 1980s when serious attempts were made to restore the breed in August 1980. Jannie Brouwer from Bedford, Eastern Cape, and Lucas and Anek van der Merwe from Kroonstad, Orange Free State traveled over 3,000 miles to assess 250 dogs, of which 72 were selected for registration in a breed program. The 72 are now considered to be the first official Boerboels in South Africa. In 1983, Johann D. Hager from the Natal province of Boerboel breeder since 1960, wow, took the initiative to found the South African Boerboel Breeders Association, SABBA. The association was eventually dissolved and merged with the South African Boerboel Breeders Society, SABS or SABBS. In 2014, the SABS is responsible for the breed standard identification, evaluation, and improvement. So forgot to read that little piece right here. But this dog here in 2016, the Boerboel UK held an appraisal show with judges from South Africa and Sweden. The photo above shows the best in show and highest appraised Boerboel of the day, Sandahar Soer Plumes. Okay. It says Africa Kusa 1891 has two national breeds, the Boerboel and the Rhodesian Ridgeback. They have some forefathers in common. The AKC describes the Boerboel as a dominant and intelligent dog with strong protective instincts and a willingness to please. When approached, is calm, stable, and confident, at times displaying a self-assured aloofness. He should recognize a threat or lack thereof. Excuse me. He is loving with children, family, An aggressive or belligerent attitude towards other dogs should not be faulted. Boerboels that are shown in competition should be trained to allow examination. A Boerboel loves the whole family and enjoys their company. Boerboels living in solitude become frustrated and develop destructive behavior, which is something I've heard before. They get real attached to their family and can't be away from them for too long. Okay, so it says during training, the breed needs a strong but loving hand, Training has to start as early as possible. Care must be taken with puppies and young dogs whose legs can be easily overstrained. High quality food will keep the dog in shape. Its short, dense coat needs minimal care, but the area around its mouth must be clean, as some dogs may dribble. For coat color, all shades of brown, red, or fawn with limited clear white patches on the legs and the forechests are permissible. Brindle in any color is acceptable. AKC standard. The Kennel Union of South Africa does not accept a black coat, but the SABT South African Boerboel Dog Breeding Association does approve of the color. Height at the withers for a dog is 24 to 27 inches. For bitches, it's 22 to 25 inches. Once again, I'm pretty sure that's the AKC standard. All right, so we get a little bit into some modern stuff with them. But man, like I said, a beautiful dog, and I can't wait till I get my own. Hold on, I went too far. It says in November 1994, 12 Boerboels arrived to the Netherlands by plane from South Africa. One adult and 11 puppies from 4 different litters. Before leaving South Africa, the adult bitch had been mated by one of the top dogs in the country. Shortly after her arrival, a litter of 4 was born. It is not generally known, but a Boerboel is a versatile breed. There are Boerboels with AKC titles in herding, obedience, rally, agility, therapy dog, and coursing. That's a lot of different things. And you don't see a lot of mastiffs excel. Excuse me. Long day. You don't see a lot of mastiffs excel in these things. The Great Dane, I think, is a good one. A lot of people underrate for what they can do. But that we're gonna go over that. I'm not gonna interrupt my Boerboel video with Great Dane facts and history or whatever. But still, a good breed. Don't sleep on them. It says some are really good tracking dogs. Nowadays in South Africa, Boerboels are still used as working and guard dogs. However, the Boerboel is absolutely not a social dog, not a dog for everybody. Excuse me. Socialization and training must start at an early age. Sometimes the inheritance of characteristics from the breed's forefathers can be seen. In my family are 2 Boerboels, an adult bitch and a male puppy. This must be the author talking. This bitch has a lovely, typically Molossian head. The puppy's head resembles that of an old bull and terrier cross. And that's it's kind of the different phenotypes within the breed. If you haven't, go watch my video on the 4 different phenotypes in the Boerboel breed, and you'll get a good amount of knowledge. And I did a little presentation just to show you the different pictures and what they look like and the different phenos and how they came about. So it says hip dysplasia, ectropion, tumors, cleft palate, epilepsy, and now and then skin and ear problems occur in the breed. Here in this little picture, or this little since under the picture says the Boer family's wanted an imposing, multifunctional, strong, tough, self-confident, and loyal dog with a stable temperament. Yes, sir. Everything the Boerboel is. So it says a Boerboel was introduced to purebred enthusiasts worldwide by the American gladiator dogs. By the American anthropologist Dr. Carl Semenchik in his book Gladiator Dogs, published by TFH Publications in 1998. Dr. Semenchik's information came from his correspondence with the head of the first South African Boerboel Club, Cobus Rust. In 2006, the Boerboel was accepted for recording in the AKC Foundation Stock Service, FSS. In 2015, the breed became a member of the AKC Working Group. The American Breed Standard can be found at the akc.org dog breed/Boerboel. Aside from the breed clubs in South Africa, aside from the breed clubs in South Africa and America, there are numerous Boerboel clubs, Facebook groups, etc. in Germany, Belgium, the Netherlands, Switzerland, England, Czech Republic, and more. At this time, European Boerboel breeders and owners seem not to be interested in recognition by the FCI. So let me see. I kind of skipped over this other part right here. I read from the top down, which I probably should be reading left to right, but that's fine. So it says banned and restricted. For various reasons, the Boerboel has been banned in some countries. In 2010, Denmark banned the Boerboel for being a fighting dog. Currently existing dogs must be muzzled and leashed at all times in public. In 2011, Russia designated the Boerboel an especially dangerous breed. And I will say, excuse me, they can do some damage to whoever's standing in front of them that isn't family. And really, if they're not trained and socialized as well, you can be in for a lot of problems. This is a big dog. It's a lot of dog. Powerful dog. Says Russia designated the Boerboel on the spec. I read that. Romania prohibited the import of the Boerboel, and France banned the breed. In Denmark and Romania, owners must be at least 18 years old and certified psychologically fit to own a Boerboel. It might be something America does. I don't know. What y'all think? There's a lot of breeds. Like the Corso. Corso is real popular right now. It's another big, powerful dog. They're not. I mean, they're big. Don't get me wrong. Powerful, of course. Boerboel, just man, it's just stocky. But do you think America will end up doing something like that with all of these cases of dogs attacking owners? And I'm not saying on that one breed because it happens within all breeds. Do you think it will happen at some point with some of these powerful breeds? Just because some people may not be fit. Let me know in the comments, y'all. So here it says, in Malaysia, Tunisia, Qatar, Singapore, and some other countries and cities, the Boerboel is banned, illegal, or prohibited. In Singapore, currently existing dogs must be covered by insurance in an amount no less than $100,000. $100,000 in insurance. Most humans don't even have that. It's crazy. They must be sterilized and microchipped and muzzled. Owners must recognize that owning a Boerboel requires a significant commitment of time and energy. Nevertheless, thousands of Boerboel lovers worldwide enjoy the breed. Properly raised and trained, the Boerboel can be a protector and friend for life. So, excuse me once again. Sorry, I'm tired. That's it. This is just about the author. Shout out to Miss Raya Horder for the great information and great article. It's a little picture right here. This is the young boy in Boerboel around 1900. Owning a Boerboel requires significant commitment of time and energy. Facts. That Boerboel looks a little, of course, it's a picture in the sit down. I don't know, but looks definitely different from nowadays. But yeah, this was part 2 and the final part for Boerboel history with your friend, family, and hopefully favorite channel, Catchdogconcepts. So thank y'all for watching. Yeah, that was it for this week. As far as videos, be on the lookout for me and Fireball Kennels. We'll have an interview coming out soon. So y'all be on the lookout for that this week. Thank y'all. Let's continue to better our minds and dogs, people.